Hello YouTube! This is a very, very cold and frosty alcohol review. At the time of the taping of this particular video, it is winter, so if you see my breath, if you wonder why there's chaos on the frozen porch, that is why we are hunkered down for what the chill may bring, and it is a chilly weather. But that does not stop the review. The review is of Coral Island Spiced Rum. According to the label, island craft, smooth flavor, premium quality, all those different dog whistles. Perfect blend, small batch, blended with spices, vanilla, and cloves. I can remember that cloves part. Rum with natural flavors. Always fear strikes into my heart when I mention natural flavors. Are there unnatural flavors we should be warned about? And caramel color. I should hope so. 35% alcohol by volume, 70 proof, 1.75 liter container. Coral Isle Spiced Rum. Indulge in the premium flavors of paradise. Produced and bottled by Universal Brands. Pause for effect. Princeton, Minnesota. So when you think rum, you think, well, many think pirates, broad ocean, beautiful beaches, beautiful women, handsome men, all scantily clad, soaking in the sun, and you think of Princeton, Minnesota. I don't wish to mock Minnesota, but my brain hurts. Alrighty, what to say about Coral Isle Spiced Rum? Economical. Should have been warning 1. 1.75 liter container. Warning 2. Warning 3. High grade plastic with built-in carrying handle and pouring handle. All should have been, well, that was warning 3. There you go. Screw down top. Fine. But pour. It's done for bars and whatnot, so you don't glug it all over the place. Very thoughtful of them. And this is what we get. Dun dun dun. So it is a beautiful, beautiful caramel color with yellow highlights. So, our caramel coloring added. So they did an excellent job giving it a beautiful look. As for the nose, it is a heavy vanilla. And then there's an underlayer to it. Now, at first, I felt that the underlayer might have been the ethanol and other traits of the rum itself, but it could be the cloves that has given me a bit of a throw in my flavor profile that I'm getting from this particular rum. It's a little bitey. It's a little burny, but nowhere near what I thought it was going to be, considering my prejudices towards such low-end rums. My fault, not the rum's fault. Keep that in mind. So when you have that ethanol bitter competing with this really high level of vanilla, it becomes a love-hate. Because you first get washed with this vanilla, then as it fades out, hit with this slow rise of this ethanol, my palate makes it taste like burnt tire. Though I've never licked a burnt tire, but it's what my thought would be of one. It becomes a tug of war of yes and no. It also has a bit of a long hang time. So this gives your mind a long thought process of, well, is this good tasting? Even after letting it breathe, very little of it changes. Wash with vanilla. When it fades out, burnt tire slowly creeps up and hangs around for a while. Because of the long hang time, it forces you, well, it forces me, to sit back and question, my next sip. Fine. That's how it's affecting myself. With that in mind, and knowing that other rums, you get this, some other rums, you get this almost like a sugary icing, a white sugar icing flavor to it, and other sweetnesses. You do not get this with this particular rum. Other rums, much shorter hang time, inviting you to sip again sooner. This is a long hang time, almost offensive. So keep that in mind. So one would have to say, is this a bad rum? As a sipping rum, I hate saying bad things on products because somebody worked really hard to produce this guy. So I don't want to go and say, no, this is horrible. I can't honestly recommend it. Now, does that mean shy away from this? Absolutely not. Believe it or not, because of the high vanilla profile to it, and the fact that it takes a while for the ethanol and other negative traits to come up, it's a great cocktail rum. When I got this, I thought, man, I know it was cheap, but I think I wasted my money on this thing. Then I threw it in some cocktails, and it played well with all the other flavors. Whether you are into, say, fruit cocktails or soda cocktails or whatever you like, that vanilla, if you like vanilla, very complimentary. So I have to say, this is a great bar rum, just as long as you don't drink it straight. And I myself prefer my spirits to be useful in both methods, because, dollar is tight these particular days. And only have it for like one thing, and it's only four. But man, it knows its role and it plays it well, and that is a cocktail rum. So there you go. I mean, I wish I could say greater things about it on its own, but yeah. When you go out and you happen to see this guy, know that it will play well with other flavors. Not with its own flavors. It doesn't like to play with itself very well. But it does do well with others. And that, I have to say, gives it the plus that it needs to make it worth purchasing. But that is my particular palate. As they say, mileage may vary. And before I freeze to death, this Coral Isle Spiced Rum. Comments about this particular product down below would be greatly appreciated, as always. Or better yet, go out, buy it, and try it yourself, and do your own review on the YouTubes about Coral Isle Spiced Rum, and see what you have to say. Like I said, I'm not a fan of it by itself, but I think it does great with cocktails. You may think otherwise, but you won't know till you actually give it a try. Until next time, keep on drinking.